Hi, and welcome to Community Hotline. My name is Monica Weitzel, and we're here in Gresham at MetroEast Community Media. Glad you joined us tonight because we have a full show, and we're going to start off talking with the Gresham Area Chamber of Commerce and Visitors Center. And representing the chamber, we have Lynn Snodgrass, the CEO. Thanks for being
Hi,
here.
Monica. I'm so glad to be here.
I'm glad to have you here. You know, we see each other around town all over the place because the chamber is really involved in just about everything in Gresham.
Yep.
But I've never had you on the show before, so it's really nice to have you here.
Well, I'm glad to be here.
If you could, upon getting this job here, I began to learn a whole bunch about chambers of commerce and what they do because I really hadn't had much interaction with them before, and I was amazed at how many different areas you infiltrate, if you will, in businesses, nonprofits, and individuals in the community. Could you give us just a little snapshot of what your organization does and what your mission is?
I'd be happy to. The Chamber of Commerce in Gresham, each chamber across the United States may have a different focus,
Right.
but our focus is education. So we educate, we advocate, and we collaborate. And when you have those three missions, if you will, all kinds of businesses, nonprofit, from the smallest little one mom pop shop, all the way to the big on semiconductors, the Gresham Barlow School District, FedEx. So what we do, we give value to all ranges of businesses. We are the link. We're the human link, if you will, to all the businesses.
So by being the link, you say you educate. So educate them about what kinds of things? Are you educating the community about these different businesses or educating these businesses about the community?
Actually, both.
Okay.
Just as an example, this fall, we're going to educate businesses of how to deal with scams. That's a very important thing coming up to Christmas time, how people can take advantage of an employee or a business through a scam that you don't realize happened to you till Christmas is over. That's one area. But we also educate on how important art is to a community. Now that seems far-fetched, but art is a very important fabric of a community, and businesses like fabric. They need to be part of the fabric,
Right.
but they also want to help build that fabric.
And the art around Gresham is increasing, and there's Gresham Outdoor Public Art Project, and then there's the Center for the Arts. There's all these different things that go on around Gresham that are just make it a more livable community.
Absolutely more livable, but it's not just the stationary art, but the arts come in music. We have Music Mondays. The Portland Symphony was just out here.
Right.
Theater. Absolutely. We don't call art just paintbrushes on a mural. It is a wide range. All of us can relate to different kinds of art, different kinds of art forms.
Yeah.
So it's important to have that fabric here.
I agree. Now, one of the things that you do, you have all sorts of networking meetings, you have get-togethers, you have fun events. You just got done with your golf tournament.
We did. I know, golf's not necessarily high on my list, but it's a wonderful opportunity for networking.
Right. And the networking, I've found, has been the best part of it for me, getting to know different people in the community, finding out what they do, and then just making those connections has been really valuable as a business person, but also fulfilling as an individual.
It's somebody's cup of tea, and I want to provide that cup of tea. But for others, it could be our women's event. Once every other month, we have an event called Hear Me Roar. Hear Me Roar, the old carol, the old song.
Helen Reddy?
Helen Reddy, thank you. And somebody new sings Hear Me Roar too. It's an all-women's event, it's a breakfast event. Last month we had Ann Schatz, who broke the ceiling for sportscasters.
Right.
She's here. Julianne Johnson is coming next month.
I love Julianne Johnson.
So it's an all-women's event. We focus on giving a scholarship away every time we have the Hear Me Roar events. We give a scholarship away to a woman. We focus on a nonprofit. We have a wonderful fireside conversation. People come, or women come, they have breakfast, low-key breakfast, and they go out and either go home to the kids, or they go on to work, or finish their day. There we go.
Yeah, I think that's great, and I haven't yet been to one of those, but it's fairly new. This
is our first year.
Yeah. So, and I'm hoping to get to one of the next ones because that really sounds great. Now you have something else coming up that I was recently reading about, and that was your Gresham Area Leadership Academy.
We do. I'm so excited about that.
Tell me what that's about.
Well, a Leadership Academy, chambers have been doing those for a long time. The chamber, Gresham Chamber, is 85 years old this year. It's about time we do something.
85.
Yeah. It's about time we do something for leaders, don't you think?
Yeah, I think that's
well,
appropriate.
We are starting this year the Gresham Area Leadership Academy. And the way it is if you want to participate in Leadership Academy, you need to apply. And the applicants will be reviewed, and we'll take up to 25 students every year. It's a 9-month program, and once a month we meet and we will train you to be a leader. But it's not just training, it's exposing you to different things. So we'll have one day is a government day, one day is history day, one day is economic day. Every month there's a different topic that we're going to go through.
Angle that all leaders should know.
That's right. Well, all leaders should know, but we all have leadership skills. You and I have leadership skills that may be tapped or untapped, and we need to do that and show somebody that they can elevate wherever they are in their leadership ability, elevate it to the next level. They might not know they can do that until they're exposed to the effective programs that we've got coming for them.
Right. Now, this is a 9-month program, once a month. And when does this start?
It starts in September.
Okay.
The very first one is the Leadership Development Day. So we'll start with an assessment of your leadership skills.
Oh, okay.
We have a 3.5-hour program of how your own personal leadership skills, where you are in those, and what you need to do to develop it. There's conflict resolutions. It's how do you get along in a group. So we start with the basis, and then the next month is history. The History Month, I'm really kind of excited about.
What will that cover?
Well,
now, is this just focused on the Gresham area, or is it something that people from other areas would come to? How does that work?
Well, the students can come from wherever they want to come from. We are focusing on creating leaders in the Gresham area, no doubt about that. But you can work here and raise yourself up. I hope one of the outpourings from this is that there's civic engagement. One of the ways that you build a leader is to expose them to nonprofits. We want to give them the skills to be a good board member of a nonprofit.
Yes.
That is a skill set that all of us need to have, whether we utilize it or not, that's different. But anybody from the community can apply. We will be building leaders up from the Gresham area. But when we focus on things, we're going to start from our roots here in Gresham. We were a logging community years ago, and now we're the 4th largest city in the state.
Come a long way.
We have come a long way, and so we're going to start with our roots in October, the next month. So it's a fabulous program.
Really, anything that you would learn in this Leadership Academy could be translated, I would imagine, to any place you worked, any place you lived. Am I right?
Absolutely, Monica. It's not only that, but what is the value to the employer who's going to give up having you at their workplace for a day? What's the value to the community? We've answered that question. And what's the value to the participant? We need to make sure that we hit all 3 levels, or it's not worth it. You can't just do personal development and it not give back to the employer, or in the case, it could be the self-employed that is joining the team.
True. Yeah. Well, then that makes perfect sense.
And we're building up community leaders themselves.
See, and I like that. I think being, I just talked about this on the last show that I did, that being a part of a community means giving back, means becoming involved, being civically engaged, and giving back to those maybe who have less than you do, or getting involved, volunteering in some way. That's really, really important, I think.
It is important, and oftentimes people aren't necessarily selfish and not giving back. They just don't know how to, because they think, I don't have anything to give. We often think giving is money, but that's not true. Giving is time, giving is knowledge, giving is encouragement from somebody else. So giving can be helpful in a lot of ways.
There have been many times in my life where I did not have the money to give, but I knew that I had something I could give, even if it's just my time, and even if it's just, watching the kids while somebody else gets to go, do something they needed to do.
Absolutely.
There's always something we can do.
Always something.
Yeah. So what, now tell me about who are the people that you're bringing into the Leadership Academy to actually conduct I don't know if you call them workshops or seminars or what, but.
Well, every single topic has a variety of speakers. I'll give you a couple of examples. Carrie Timchuk, who happens to be a friend of mine and is the executive director of the Oregon Historical Society.
Oh, okay.
I met him when I first met him when he was the chief of staff for Gordon Smith, Senator Gordon Smith. So we go back a long ways.
You have a background in politics.
Right.
And,
well, I called him to see if he would be a speaker at our Government Engagement Day. It's very important to know how to talk to our government leaders, our elected leaders. You think you can just pick up the phone and call a senator. That's not what happens.
It doesn't work that way.
The person that answers the phone is actually the gatekeeper.
Right.
So I called Carrie to see if he would mind coming and speaking of how to relate to to an elected official at any level. He has a wide range of levels. And he said, I'll not only do that, but I'll host you at the vault. And I said, a vault? I mean, I think a vault is bank where lots of money is. Well, the Oregon Historical Society the museum has a vault in Gresham where they keep
like all the old artifacts.
Yeah. And I'm not supposed to tell you where it is.
Okay.
So we won't do that.
Yeah.
But we're going to have a field trip and get to go there. So that's just one example of what's going to happen. Now, how does that create a leader? Knowing where we've come from, knowing our history does create our future.
Oh, sure. I can totally see that. So you have several field trips.
We have field trips planned, yeah. We're going to drive to Salem, like it or not, we're going to go to the Capitol.
No, I think that's great.
Have you been to the Capitol before?
I have been to the Capitol, but it's been a very long time since I've been to the Capitol.
I am shocked at how many people are Native Oregonians that haven't walked into the Salem Capitol building.
No. I'm a Native Oregonian, and yes, I have been.
Good for you.
Yes, I have.
Good for you.
I have. Now, before we run out of time, let's tell me how people can become involved in the Academy. What's the first step? What do they need to do?
Thank you for asking. I have a brochure here.
Yeah, give me one of these.
You can go online, thank you. You can go online to greshamchamber.org, greshamchamber.org. We have the application on our website. You can stop by the office. We're at the corner of Main and Division at the Walker Travel Building. Stop there.
Right on the Max line.
Right on the you can do it that way. It's easy. It's a very easy application to fill out, but we're running out of time because the class does start at the end of September.
And you're only taking a limited number.
We are taking a limited number. Yes, we will always take a limited number. It's better to have a limited number where the class can actually get to know each other really well and have lifelong relationships. And that's another thing that we've been told by other chambers. The relationships that are built in that alumni class, they last forever.
I'm sure they do. I'm sure they do. They're not only valuable as a business person, perhaps for networking value, but yeah, you'll build some friendships there.
And we know that we're going to have millennials to unmillennials.
I'm an unmillennial.
We're going to have from the 25 to the 85. Well, maybe not 85, maybe 65. But we want a wide range, a diverse group of people.
Men, women, just any.
Absolutely.
Demographic
Any,
you can come up with pretty much.
Yes, any demographic.
Any restrictions? Anything anybody that you can't have there? I mean, it's just...
We want people that are serious.
Okay.
Do you want to be a leader? Join us. But in order to fill out the application, they've got to have that personal desire. So they've already started there.
Okay. So check it out on the GreshamChamber.org website.
Please.
Okay. And just the couple minutes we have left, what else do you have coming up in the chamber?
We have the Business Excellence Awards in January. We have the Economic Summit in September. Next month. Speaking of millennials, I'm thrilled. We're having a national speaker come to our Economic Summit. Going to talk about millennials, management, and me. His name's Mike Auergen. He's a very fun speaker, national speaker, and he's going to show us and teach us, if you are a millennial, how to get along with the unmillennials, and if you have a millennial in your management corps, how best to communicate with them. It's going to be a very fun morning.
The times have changed, and there's different methods you have to use.
Every generation changes things.
That's right.
This is the new one.
Great. Thank you so much, Lynn. I'm looking forward to finding out more about the Leadership Academy, and perhaps
you could apply.
I've been thinking about it, Lynn. I've been thinking about it. But thank you so much.
You're welcome. Thank you.
You bet. And thanks for watching this first segment of Community Hotline. As you can see, the Gresham Chamber is very involved in the community. They have lots going on. Do check out their website, check out their Leadership Academy, and find out how you can become involved in your community. Don't go away. We'll be right back with more of Community Hotline.
What local community media is to us is literally our lifeline to what's going on in the lives around us.
The absolute most important thing that happens in your neighborhood.
People's local communities are usually what's most important to them.
Because we're the faces, the smiles, the peoples, and the personalities of the community.
To not only give people a voice, but to have their voice heard.